What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm gonna share with you guys what I love about being a UX designer so far. I've only been a UX designer for a little over 2 years now. And if you've seen my previous video, you know that I'm a UX bootcamp graduate. I like to think that this career is still fairly new to me. So with 2 years that have gone by, I want to share with you guys exactly what I love about being within this specific career so far. By sharing my love for this career, I hope that it'll help you guys understand what exactly UX design is, and I hope that it'll help you guys decide if this career can be the right fit for you. So to answer the title of my own video, I got 5 specific talking points. Let's begin. Number 1. I love using creative thinking to tackle problems and create solutions. So, a fun fact about me, I do a lot of different creative things outside of UX design. I've been dancing for about 11 years. I used to play a numerous amount of instruments, and I also like dabbling in photography and videography from time to time. And with most of the creative things that I do, I really do enjoy thinking outside of the box when it comes to expressing myself or when it comes to creating art or a product. So I'm very comfortable using creative thinking with anything in my life. If you don't know what that means, creative thinking is the ability to look at things differently and outside of the norm. So you're pretty much encouraged to think outside of the box when it comes to completing tasks, figuring out how to solve a problem, and to create different solutions. With that being said, I knew there were going to be certain careers that were probably not the best fit for me. For example, I grew up in an Asian upbringing, so doctors, lawyers, accountants, those are the type of careers that were always highly suggested to me. I was even an accounting major at one point in college. And with those specific type of careers, you're not really allowed to think outside the box or use creative thinking. Imagine me as a doctor trying to think outside of the box when it comes to treating someone with cancer. I would absolutely get fired in a heartbeat. With those specific type of careers, there are specific procedures and steps and instructions that you have to follow and obey. And for me to work in those specific type of careers, it's very limiting to me. And that's why I enjoy being a UX designer so far. I get to ask a lot of different questions. I get to think outside the box, come up with different ways to solve the problem. It's pretty much endless in terms of how I go about creating the solution and creating a product. Also, I actually get to flex my creative skills through UI design, whether that's creating wireframes and prototypes. I think ever since I was a little kid, I always knew that I wanted to do something creative for the rest of my life, and I think I finally found it. Number 2, I love meeting new people and talking to them about their lives. Now, whenever I meet someone who isn't familiar with UX design, they kind of automatically think that I do some sort of graphic design work, which I guess that's kind of true. But the first half of what I actually do is more so human psychology. If you didn't know, psychology actually plays a huge part in UX design. It's all about studying and understanding how people think and how they behave. Within UX design, it's more specific to a person's interaction with a specific product or the things that they do on a daily basis. So it's important as a UX designer to empathize with your user and understand their goals, their behaviors, their motivations, and their frustrations as well. So I consider myself an extrovert and a people person. And not to sound a little bit more weird, I also like observing people, if that makes any sense. Now, if you're just like me and just as weird as me when it comes to observing and watching people, this career might be a good fit for you. So in order for me to create a user experience product, I actually have to go and do user research. Now, user research can be done in many different ways, but one of the more simple ways to do it is just to do a user interview. Another user research method that I do love conducting is contextual inquiries. And that's where I follow and observe a user as they go about their daily routines and ask questions along the way. And in order to get an extensive, diverse set of research, it's not enough just to interview one person. You want to get a decent pool of people in order to make sure that there is a consensus of opinions. And as each person is different, I get to meet different people from different walks of life. I get to learn more about what makes them tick and gather information that can influence the product design and experience. A quote that I really like is, "People ignore design that ignores people." I'm sure you can think of an app that's on your phone and be like, who designed this? It's like they designed a product to make your life and experience even more difficult. And those are the type of products that you can assume that the company didn't do a really good job of doing a good extensive user research. So as a UX designer, don't forget your user. Number 3, I love that I get to do a variety of different work. Now, if you're a type of person that doesn't like to do the same thing over and over and over again, this career might be a good fit for you as well. UX design is a multidisciplinary field where you get to use different elements of design, psychology, business, and problem-solving skills. In the beginning of a product journey, you're probably starting it off by talking to your stakeholders, trying to understand what the problem is and how to fix the problem with the solution. 2 weeks later, you're now traveling and doing user research, talking to many different users, trying to understand their goals and frustrations and what you can do to improve their lives. A week later, you're now talking to your product manager, trying to understand how much money you'll save the company by creating this specific experience, design, and product. And then you're back at the office at your desk, trying to create concepts for your product. And then you're actually creating real design on your computer and getting ready to do user testing. So as a person who gets bored doing the same things over and over and over again, this career has been a pretty good fit for me as I get to wear many different hats for this job. Number 4, I love defending my design and my user goals. When it comes to working as a UX designer, the one thing that I'm consistently doing with my design is defending it through research. Every decision that we make as a designer, from the specific problem we want to tackle or the specific solution we like to create, or even choosing the color, the button size, the verbiage, the text, all of those decisions are made confidently with research to back it up. You're able to prove that a design is objective with countless research, interviews, planning, user testing, concept testing, and collaborative work and feedback from other team members. All of this combined helps you to have a strong case and argument when it comes to team and stakeholder discussions and meetings. When you don't have research and data to back you up, it just looks like you have a hypothesis and an assumption. When it comes to your design, you always want to be prepared for the question, why? Why did you choose to work on this specific solution over this one? Why did you pick the color red for this button? Why did you decide to use a radio button instead of a checkbox? These are the type of questions that'll always pop up during your team and stakeholder meetings. You'll run into many situations where your user goals will be easily forgotten and overshadowed by your stakeholder goals and business goals. UX design is all about understanding your users and putting them first. After all, you are a user experience designer, so don't forget about your user's experience. And the last one, number 5, I love seeing my product improve other people's life and experience. Let me tell you, there's no greater feeling than hearing and seeing how your product has improved someone's life and their experience. The amount of work that you put into research, empathy, design, it all comes to fruition when your product finally launches. Assuming that you did your job right, after the product launches and then you start getting user feedback, you'll hear some pretty nice things. You'll hear things like, I love using your product, it's so easy. Or, this saves me so much time during my workday. Or, thank you for listening to my feedback and making my job easier. Hearing all those things, you just want to give a sigh of relief and say, we freaking did it. We understood the problem and we created a successful solution. We created a product that our user actually enjoys using because we valued our users and we took the time to empathize with them. Getting those words of affirmations from both your users and stakeholders, those are all great feelings and another reason why I love this job. Well, that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. I'll probably create a part 2 of this video to talk a little bit more about some of the other things that I love about this career as well. Maybe I should do a what I dislike about being a UX designer too. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this video or if you guys have any other video suggestions in the comment section below. If you like what you saw, please thumbs up this video and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can stay up to date with my content. And until next time, peace out guys.